Today we are making cough medicine, exactly.
So today we're going to be making an oxymel. I'm a very big believer in the power of herbs, right?
I can't remember last time they gave them cough medicine.
I don't know.
Do you know that if your child is 1 year old, I think they said between 1 and 2 year old, that you should not give them cough medicine. That is not good for them. Anyways,
these are the extracts. This is what it looks like.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my kitchen. So today's video is going to be about, I'll call it my kitchen pharmacy. So I already recorded the intro of this video like weeks ago. This is like fast forwarded to a later date.
And first of all, disclaimer, everything that you watch in this video is based on my research, my experience, and what has worked for me. So before you take whatever I say or do whatever I'm saying, make sure you do your own research. It's actually very important that you do your own research because I'm sharing things that are going into your body, things that pertain to your health, your well-being, and I believe that the responsibility of your health and well-being should be in your hand. It should not be in anybody's hand. Not even the best doctor, hospital, whatever, specialist, physician. It should be in your hands because it's your body. And then especially when it now affects our kids. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there first of all. So today we're going to be making an oxymel. Like I said earlier, this is like fast forwarded. I've already made the oxymel. So today I'm actually going to be packaging the oxymel. But I just wanted to like give a little bit of introduction and explanation. Even though the intro I recorded earlier has some explanation, I will still add that intro because there's some information there that I will not be sharing now. But I see like health and wellness. I'm a very, 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 very big believer in nature when it comes to health and wellness. I'm a very big believer in the power of herbs, right? People call me a herbalist, and I've accepted that with my full chest. Herbs are very powerful. I've worked with herbs for over a decade, both for external use and for internal use. And like I know firsthand the power of herbs. But one thing that people need to understand when they are working with herbs is first of all, you need to like do your research and understand that when you mention herbs, one of the things that people say, oh, people overuse it and it can have damaging effects or maybe your liver and things like that. And that's true. So you need to understand the usage, you need to understand the extraction method that works, that is safe. So again, do your research. Gemini, AI, ChatGPT has even made research like at our fingertips literally. So do your research and you'll be amazed like what you find. At every given time, most of the times you would always find something in my kitchen pharmacy. And the farm there just means like herbs, plants, things from nature, using that to heal my body holistically and heal my children's body holistically, my family's body holistically. So at every given time, there are herbs, there are teas that I'm always like infusing into our food, into our daily life, just to help with our immune system, help with holistic body healing and wellness. And today I'm going to be sharing one of them, which is the oxymel. So an oxymel is essentially a herbal extraction, an extraction of a plant matter using honey and apple cider vinegar, a mixture of honey and apple cider vinegar. I would like after this intro, I would show you guys the entire process because I recorded all of that, the amount and everything. But for this aspect of the video, I want to show you guys the end, the later part, and I also want to package them. So I got this 100 ml amber glass jars. For herbal infusions, I like to use glass, both for the extraction process and for the storage. It's just safer to use glass. I in the past I used this 50 ml one, but I realized that I needed like lots of them, so I bought this 100 ml one, hoping that I don't use a lot of it this time. So this is the end of this intro.
today we are making cough medicine, exactly. We are making a all-natural cough medicine that your children, you can see how they're excited in the background, they will love. And you will not have to buy cough medicine from your pharmacy. I can't remember last time they gave them cough medicine.
I don't know.
Do you know that if your child is 1 year old, I think they said between 1 and 2 year old, that you should not give them cough medicine. That is not good for them. Anyways, this cough medicine we are making, we are using honey, we are using apple cider vinegar.
That is my favorite to drink.
Your own is bitter things that are your favorite to drink.
No.
Apple cider vinegar. And then we are using about 5 herbs. So we are using garlic powder. We are using ginger powder. It's better to use powder or dried ingredients so that the cough medicine will be like, you know, because there's no preservative. If you use wet ginger, it means that you have to preserve it, because anything that has water, bacteria will look for itself inside there. But if it is dry, there will be no medium for the bacteria to grow. And honey is actually a good preservative. And the bulk of this ingredient, of the ingredients in this thing we're making, is actually called an oxymel. Let me stop calling it a thing. It's called an oxymel. So an oxymel is essentially infusing herbs into honey and vinegar. So you can infuse herbs. You can boil herbs like a tea and make, like, boil herbs inside water and make a tea. You can also infuse herbs into oil. But for oxymel, you are infusing the herbs into honey, a mixture of honey and vinegar. And it's a very concentrated herbal extract that can be used for several health issues, skin care issues. You can use it for many things. So the first herb that we are using is called star anise. It looks like a star, really. Star anise. The second ingredient we are using is garlic. The third ingredient we are using is ginger. The fourth ingredient we are using is cinnamon. And the fifth ingredient we are using is cloves. I actually want to add hibiscus to this thing, because cloves is so nice. It smells so good. I want to add hibiscus as the sixth herb that we are using, because hibiscus has very good, it's very high in vitamin C. So what that means is that it helps to boost the immune system. So this oxymel is not only for cough, it's essentially for boosting your immune system or your child's immune system. And then if they have, like, when you just see the first sign of your child is coughing, just give them, and it will clear the cough, the catarrh. So it helps with respiratory health, inflammation, cough, catarrh, and then it helps to boost the immune system, so your child will not be falling sick a lot. So yeah, now let's get into it. All the measurements will be in the description box, but right now we are blending. So this is star anise. We are blending the star anise, and because it's best for it to be in powder, so we'll blend the star anise. We'll blend the cinnamon. Cinnamon comes like this. If you put this inside your blender might break. So we smash it first, then we'll now try to blend this. Right, and then we'll also blend the cloves. When we are done blending everything, we'll add it into. So for oxymel, you need to do it in glass. The reason is because you don't want to, plastic can start to break down, because this oxymel, we are going to be leaving it for 4 to 6 weeks before we can use it. It has to infuse for 4 to 6 weeks. So we need to use a container that, for example, if you use plastic, the plastic can start to release some things that you don't want inside it. So to make it very pure and healthy, use glass. I'll also share the link of where I got my glass. Now we are going to put some. I want to try to double the batch of what I did the last time, but I don't know if this container would contain. The last time I did 4 cups of honey and 4 cups of apple cider vinegar. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure 4 cups of honey and 4 cups of apple cider vinegar and see where it gets to in this bottle. Then I will now decide if I can do more or not. Apple cider. Apple cider.
Well, I think.
Okay, let's do this. Let me just confirm that this is clean. I think it's clean. Okay, it's clean. So let's pour our honey first. 4 cups. One.
The next one is me. And the next one is me.
2.
If I don't have a late.
You'll be late. Late to where? Where are you going to? 3.
And that one.
I'm not sure I'll be able to double this batch because once I pour this apple cider vinegar, it would. Four. Now, let's pour our vinegar. So for your vinegar, there are usually particles at the bottom. Make sure there are usually particles at the bottom. Make sure you shake it because those particles, they are the cocoa of the vinegar.
Cocoa.
Cocoa.
What do you mean? Cocoa is for tea.
So we pour 4.
Whoa, that is so much bubbles. Can I?
1.
Can I?
Will this thing contain everything? God, I beg you. God, I beg you.
Can I?
2. Hey, whoa, you don't contain.
Can I?
This is 2.5.
You can't finish everything.
It means it looks like we're going to do. So I put 2.5 vinegar and honey. I'll try to mix this together.
So
Then
good.
it smells so good.
Yes. I did everything.
Then when we add the herbs, if there's still space, I'll add more vinegar. And this is the biggest glass I have. So it means that the last time I did this thing, I did not do 4. So you have to mix, make sure you mix it very well. Make sure that the honey fully, honey is very thick and it just go and stay at the bottom. So you want to make sure that the honey and the vinegar are very, 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 very well mixed. Very well mixed. Please don't be like me. Make sure that you are sure that your container can contain before you start. So I think this is well mixed. So now we are going to start adding the herbs. I would add 1 cup of dried ginger now. And the thing with herbs is that they also add to the volume. So this is garlic. This is 1 cup. So let's add 1 cup of garlic. No, this is not the time.
Yes.
1 cup of garlic.
To me, if I don't help.
Oops. So I'll mix everything inside this stainless steel container. Then, when everything is mixed, I'll now transfer it back into this glass jar. If this glass jar is not enough, it means I have to buy I'll buy another glass jar. So since we have space here, I would add the remaining apple cider vinegar. So remember I put 2.5. So I'll add the remaining 1.5 now. I'll have to buy a new glass jar. 1.5. So so I'm going to make sure, you have to make sure that all the particles are fully dissolved. Fully dissolved.
But if you don't mix it well, it won't be dissolved.
Exactly. So let me just put all the powder, then I'll now start mixing so that I'll just dissolve everything at once, because with each powder you have to dissolve it. So this is ginger.
Yes. I know that's ginger, but it's
Which is basically 1 cup. So we blended star anise. This is 1 cup. But let's see if it's going to fill this. Okay, so we need to. This is star anise. see. Oh, it's not full. I need it. So it's not up to 1 cup. So we're going to blend more star anise and it. So I'm going to blend this.
That's dance.
This is star anise. So I'm done blending all the herbs. In here I have hibiscus, cinnamon. I had some dried lemongrass from my garden, so I just thought to add it as well. And then I added more ginger. So the updated recipe, the measurement, everything will be in the description. But now it's time to mix everything. So we have to mix it until all the powders are completely dissolved into the liquid mixture. What it looks like, it's a very concentrated mixture. So to give us a very concentrated extract. The hibiscus has taken over, and I put a lesser quantity of hibiscus, but you can see that it already gives it a very vibrant color. So now it's time to pour it into the container where it will be for 4 to 6 weeks before we extract it. The next thing now is to pour it into the glass jars. Remember this glass jar that I was going to mix it initially? This one, but it was too small. And these two are the 2 Apple Cider Vinegar glass bottles. So I'll just mix and pour into these 3, and then whatever is left, I'll have to order a new glass jar to put it in. I'm actually happy that I got way more than I initially planned, because it means that I'll have a batch of this for a long time. So let's pour. I think I'll just get a funnel. That should be better than this thing I'm doing. I'm done pouring them out. I found another glass container. Now this step is very important. When you pour out, when you fill up all your glass containers, you don't cover them with the cover. For example, I will not use this now to cover it. This is the cover of this. I won't cover it. What you need is for this parchment paper, or you can use like a cloth, a sieve cloth. Essentially what you're trying to achieve is that there has to be like airflow. So if you cover it in an airtight container, there will not be enough airflow, and there has to be airflow. So I'm going to use this for this one. I'll just cut this. So I'll double it like this and then cover it like so, and then use like a rubber band to secure it. I am done with everything. This is what I did. I want to adjust this one a bit. Okay, so I had to change this one, the parchment paper, because there was some gap. So you want to make sure that the parchment paper covers it completely, like this, covers it completely, and same with this too, covers it completely. So the next thing would be to keep them in the pantry for like 4 to 6 weeks, like I said. I want to put a label on them so that I know what date I made it and what date I have to take it out. So I'll do that now, and then I just remember that for this I need a white marker, and I don't have a white marker. I think I'll just write the date on my phone. That's what I'll do. So I know what day I'm supposed to remove it. But every like 2 to 3 days, I would come and shake it. Every 2 to 3 days, I would come and shake it. But like that's very important. I'll shake it. Then when you shake it, normally the liquid will touch the parchment paper, and you might have to like change the parchment paper maybe every week. So just bear that in mind. Like this one now that I just shook, I might have to change the parchment paper because there is liquid on it now. But that is how you make oxymel. I'm going to be dropping 2 recipes in the description. One is the recipe that I would normally use. I normally use just 4 herbs, and then I'll drop the recipe for this new batch because this is my first time of doing this new combination. And then I would let you guys know after I extract this. I'll let you guys know what it looks like in 6 weeks. So I'm excited.
All right, so this is back to present day. Now for oxymels, you have to infuse them for at least 8 weeks. So this is what it currently looks like. This is a glass jar, and you can't see the inside. But I'll be pouring out all the content into the stainless steel containers because I realized that it was too thick. It needed more fluid. So I wanted to add like more apple cider vinegar and honey before packaging it into this one. So these are the ones that we will now like keep in the fridge for daily usage when we need it. I didn't have enough glass jars there. I did it, so I poured some into this. This is an apple cider vinegar bottle. But right now, I'm going to be pouring everything out into this glass jar. Like I said, it's too thick, so I would need to like add more liquid to it. So I got more apple cider vinegar. I'm going to be adding this to it just to loosen it a bit. I would also add um, honey as well. The final measurements for everything would be in the description. The final measurement will be in the description. So this is what it looks like. So I'm pouring out everything, and I'll use the apple cider vinegar to rinse the bottom. And it's what I mean. Like it's really thick. It's usually not this thick. So it means that I added like the herbs to water proportion is what I have to check to see. It looks like the herbs I added this time. No, it looks like I actually realized that the herbs I was adding was a lot more than I normally would. But I was like, it's gonna be fine. Turns out that the herbs was actually a lot. So I'll take note of that for the next batch. So I'll just use this to rinse it. Yeah. Alright, so I'm done decanting all the mixture. This is what it's currently looking like. Then I'll just add all this apple cider vinegar, and then I would also add equal parts of honey to it. Because I want it to be very loose. I don't want it to be thick at all. So I'll just add all this apple cider vinegar. I'm taking it into account the measurement of everything, and all the measurements will be listed out at the end. So I think this is the consistency I usually go for. So the next step now is to sieve it. So I'll be sieving it into this. There's some still inside. Alright. So now we are going to sieve this into here. We're going to be using a mesh sieve. So I'll just wear it. Then I'll pour from here into here. So this is the consistency I'm looking for. So I'll just sieve now. One of the herbs in this is hibiscus. So that's the reason why it has a dark brown hue. Hibiscus is very high in vitamin C, and it has so many other beneficial um, properties. So this part feels a little bit messy, but I'll just sieve it. I'll continue to squeeze until I'm done. sieving out all the, I'll call it chaff. So you can see how silky the liquid here is. So that's how the final extract should look like. I'll be back when I'm done sieving this. So I'm done sieving. This is what the chaff, the herbs that I sieved out, this is what it looks like. And this is the extract. I'm going to add some more honey now to balance the ACV. So because there is honey in this, it's like naturally sweet, and kids love it. My kids love it. So I'm going to add like I said, the final measurement would be in the description box, in the description below. Now mix that in, because honey is really thick and it can just settle at the bottom. So I want to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed in. And once I'm done, I would decant it into all the glass jars. So I'll be back when I'm done decanting into all the glass jars. Alright, so I'm done. I was able to get 12 of these 100ml bottles and 9 of these 50ml bottles. Then the remaining, I put it inside this Apple Cider Vinegar bottle. This bottle is it's almost 1 liter when it's full. So these are the extracts. This is what it looks like. Alright, so another thing I wanted to talk about is how I store it. So the infusion process is done at room temperature in a dark space. But when you're done with the infusion and you've packaged it, I store this one in the fridge. So I would pack it in Ziploc bags. Give me a second. So I store it in Ziploc bags like this, and I put it in the fridge. So at every given time, you'd like a bottle like this would be out on the top of the fridge, and then all the others would be stored somewhere else in the fridge. So that's how I store. And then for usage, with herbal extract, you don't wait until you want to die before you use it. You don't wait until the ache or illness or whatever has reached its peak. It's at the very first sign of symptom that you start to use it, because herbal extracts, they work very slowly. Some extracts are very potent and they work like instantaneously, but most times it will take like a couple of days. It's not like medicine where you take paracetamol and immediately the headache goes. With herbal extract, you have to like give it time to do its work. So for my kids, when I hear the first sneeze, even for me as an adult, when I hear the first sneeze, so you shake the container, and then so for my kids, this is just like regular medicine cup. I give them about 10 ml. So I have a 4-year-old and I have a 1-year-old, an almost 2-year-old. So I give them like 10 ml. So it's so strong. For me as an adult, I would take like 2, which is 20 ml. So at the very first sneeze or itchy throat or sign of like anything, I just would take it. And even when we're not dealing with a cold, just to boost our immune system, every once in a while, before breakfast, I just give it to them. So yeah, I think that's all I want to share about the Oxymel. This brings me to the end of today's video. Before I wrap up the video, I wanted to just quickly share some more details, some more information. You might be wondering, what is an Oxymel? What's the purpose of an Oxymel? Like I said earlier, Oxymel is an infusion of herbs into a mixture of apple cider vinegar and honey. The function of the Oxymel is determined by the herbs that you're infusing. So you can make an Oxymel for so many things: for aches, to boost your immune system; for cold, cough; for hormonal imbalance; stomach upsets. There are so many things that you can use an oxymel for. But what you want, the kind of oxymel you're creating is determined by what herbs are in the oxymel. The one I created today, the one I shared with you guys today, is for cold, catarrh, respiratory tract, wellness, and also like boosting vitamin C, boosting immunity, and things like that. So that's why the choice of the herbs I use are things like ginger, garlic, star anise, cinnamon, cloves, and then I added hibiscus. Those are the herbs that are really great with respiratory tract, wellness, cold, cough, and things like that. So I've said do your research how many times in this video because it's very important. And you can create an oxymel for so many things. Like I said, like for so many things, just do your research on what herbs works for whatever thing that you're trying to address, whatever health concern, or just for general wellness. You want to boost your immunity, you want hormonal balance, whatever it is, use, you can create custom oxymels for whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, that brings me to the end of today's video. I'll see you guys in my next one. If you have any questions about where I got anything, just drop it in the comments and I'll respond. Talk to you guys later. Bye.